Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Okay, for basically the second time in, 3 weeks, it is Hurricane Week, and I don't mean the Miami Hurricanes. The hurricane closing in on the state of Florida. My goodness gracious. Praying for you, hoping you and your loved ones and everyone associated in this area can be safe. It looks like this thing's going to just barrel into that Tampa area. We're going to feel a lot of it. You know how big hurricanes are, and our state is not that big. So, hang in there, folks. Hang in there. I know it's been a tough we're in the tough 3 weeks, if you will. But we'll try and hopefully walk you through it. Terry Norvelle here, set up in Mandarin. You know where we're at. If it's Tuesday, that means we are in Mandarin at the Hurricanes-Julington Creek location. You know it, Hurricanes Grill and Wings. I had some wings. There's my buddy. I had some wings last night from right here at Hurricanes. Took about 20 home. 10 for free and 10 buy 10 get 10 from some blah 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 blah. They were good. Thank you very much. About 1 million flavors of wings. They've got burgers, they've got salads, and do not sleep on the tacos. I keep telling you guys, they've got about 8 tacos. I've had them all, and they are really, really good. If you're in the Mandarin area, the heart of Mandarin, you can't miss us. Come by, say hi today, tomorrow, anytime this weekend. Watch some ball. Bring the family. It's a fun family community hangout. They do a good job here at Hurricanes-Julington Creek. Josh, Callie, the owners, they do a super, super, super job. They're proud of their business. They're hands-on. They're in here every day, and that means a lot. That really matters when it comes to running a small business. The small business owners are in here every day. Good crowd every day. A good atmosphere. You'll be glad you stopped by. If you're in the Mandarin-Julington Creek area. Hurricanes in Mandarin by the Julington Creek Bridge. A lot to get to today on the program. Hopefully we'll catch up with Patrick Young a little bit as we go here on the program. We've got Jaguar talk. Boy, what should the Jaguars, where can the Jaguars build on after their first win? I've got a couple, 2 or 3 building blocks of my own. I'll throw those out. I hope to hear from you. Maybe you can drop us a chat, and we'll read that. Hey, sweetie, how you doing? One of the great servers here at Hurricanes walking by. I want to go over, again, what can the Jacksonville Jaguars build on after the first win of the season? I think there were 2 or 3 things that they can build on, and we'll see if I'm on the same page as you. I would love to read your comments on our chat section. Depending on what platform you are watching the show and consuming the show, feel free to drop us a chat, and they all should cycle in, and I'll try and read them as we go. Jaguar talk as we kick things around today on the program. Other things we will get to. The NFL power poll is out. The Jaguars didn't make a big move. As a matter of fact, they which tells me that the power poll people didn't have much respect for the Colts, and I can see why. You can kind of see why. Boy, the Colts had not that the Jaguars don't have players out, Tyson Campbell, and we can go on and on. The Jaguars have 2 or 3 guys out. They're playmakers, but my goodness, the Colts. The Jaguars had to win that game Sunday. The Colts were without their starting quarterback that they want, Anthony Richardson, their running back, Jonathan Taylor, a couple of their defensive linemen, a couple of their offensive linemen, on and on and on. The Jaguars really kind of stood pat. They stand pat at 30 in the power poll. There's only 32 teams, so that kind of tells you that the power poll people, they don't have much faith in the current football team that the Indianapolis Colts send out on the field. We'll talk about the power poll. Other things we'll get to today on the program. Impressive again. I mean, Hey, Terry, duh. They've won 1 billion Super Bowls recently. Duh. They've got the best player in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. Duh, 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 duh. But what the Kansas City Chiefs are doing last year and this year, I mean, they're doing it polar opposite ways. It's impressive. I mean, the Chiefs go out and get a win last night. They're piecing this roster together. Pacheco, the running back, is out for a while. They go and get Kareem Hunt, for God's sakes. You've got to really have studied the league, know who's available, know who's out there. You've got to have a tight organization to go out and grab a Kareem Hunt a couple weeks ago to kind of be the fill-in. You know, they think Pacheco's coming back. You've also got to have a lot going on in your front office to go get a Juju Smith-Schuster to kind of fill in, which is he's doing as Rashee Rice is out for the year and Kansas City's trying to figure things out. Gosh darn, the Kansas City Chiefs, top to bottom, what an organization. What a frigging organization. You don't just stumble into this. You know what? You don't lose a running back a couple weeks ago. You don't lose a wide receiver a week ago. And you don't just go, you know what? Is there somebody out there? Throw a dart on the board. No. You've done your due diligence. You've done your homework. You have gone over scenarios as the Chiefs have. And it's impressive. It really is. Do they have great players? Yes. Kelsey and Mahomes and the defensive player. Yes, they've got great players. A lot of the NFL teams have great players. It is really, really impressive what the Kansas City Chiefs do as an organization. My goodness. Think about it. The Chiefs this year, 5-0, one of the, I think there are only 2 teams undefeated left. The Chiefs, 5-0, off and running this year toward maybe a 3rd straight Super Bowl. Let's hit the brakes. Let's hit the brakes and go back to last year. The Chiefs last year, just the opposite. They were slow starting. The Chiefs weren't front runners. They weren't taking it off and running out of everybody's sight around the first turn. They have done it totally different ways. Last year, the first 5 or 6 games. This year, the first 5 or 6 games. But they do it both scenarios. Very, very, very impressive what the Kansas City Chiefs have done. A little bit later today on the program, I hope we can get into the college football Power 4 conferences. We are just about, some schools have played 6 games. Some have played 5. We're kind of at that halfway point, which has led me to want to bring up this topic. I want to look at a little bit later, if we've got time, and I hope we'll work it in. I want to look at where do the Power 4, not 5, the Power 4 conferences stand. If we started projecting who's going to win the 4 Power 4 conferences, and that is automatic bid, automatic bid, automatic bid, automatic bid. Okay, that's 4 of your 12. There's 8 left. The group of 5, they get 1. So there's 7 left, right? So if we start projecting, I know we got a long way to go, but we're about halfway through. I want to look at who might be at the top of the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, the ACC, because those 4 conferences, they all have conference championship games. The winner of their conference championship game in those 4 conferences, they get an automatic bid into the college football playoff, the 12-team college football playoff that kicks off for the first time this year. Now, where that goes determines where everything else falls into place. So I want to get to that. The SEC is still, you've got a ton of teams with 0 or 1 loss. Texas A&M 3-0. Don't look now. It's kind of odd because everybody else is 1-0, 2-1, 1-1. Texas A&M is 3-0. They've got Texas, Missouri and LSU still left, so they've got a lot of meat on the bone. Texas A&M 3-0, Texas 1-0, LSU 1-0, Georgia 2-1, Bama 1-1, Tennessee 1-1, Missouri 1-1, Ole Miss, blah blah. So we can go on and on and on. How deep will each conference go? You get your conference champion in. What if you get another 2 teams in? There's 3 total. Do you get 4? Do you get 5? Do you get 4? Do you get 3? Do you get no more than 4? Do you get no more than 3? Same thing for the Big Ten. Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, Indiana. Undefeated. They start playing each other this weekend. Huge game in the Big Ten. Ohio State at Oregon. Penn State takes on USC. So that kind of play is going to play itself out. Which way it's going to play out, I don't know. We'll take a look at that as we go here. Big 12, Iowa State 2-0, BYU don't look now 2-0, Texas Tech 3-0. Maybe they haven't played a whole big schedule. West Virginia 2-0, Colorado 2-0. So there's a lot of dancing, a lot of massaging going on and going to go on here in the Big 12. Where does the automatic bid go? And does Team 2, Team 3, Team 4, are they in the picture enough to maybe go get at large? I don't know. It's going to be fun. We're going to see how it plays out. And then, of course, the Atlantic Coast Conference. Don't look now. I was just talking to my buddy Brad Miller, who is here at Hurricanes here in Julington Creek. Big Clemson fan. Don't look now. Clemson Tigers are 3-0. They had the ugly second half against Georgia, but Clemson is just quietly. Clemson is kind of easing up, just kind of easing back into the top 10. Clemson easing, letting people lose. Clemson has wiggled their way back into the top 10 with 1 loss to Georgia. Clemson, Miami, 2-0 in conference. Boy, they've spit the hook out a couple times. I think Miami's really good. I really do. Clemson and Miami, I don't think play. And I want to get to that in a moment. SMU, have you seen SMU play football yet? Rhett Lashley, the head coach at SMU, he is a fun, wide-open offensive coach. My God, if you have not seen SMU play football on the offensive side of the ball especially, do yourself a favor. Look them up. They are a fun offense. SMU 2-0 in conference play. Virginia hanging around. Pittsburgh also undefeated on the year and in the conference. But, boy, SMU, they are a lot of fun. So I want to look at all that, see who we think might win and get the automatic bids. Does everybody in the Power 4, do they get a second bid? Okay, 4 plus a second bid. Well, there's 8. You get a group of 5, there's 9. There aren't a lot of spots left. There are not a lot of spots left. What do you do with Notre Dame? Is that 10? Do you go 11? Do you go 12? Do you punish a team that might have 2 losses in the SEC, Big 12, Big 10, ACC? What if a couple, 2 or 3 teams are 10-2 and they've lost to perennial top 10 teams? And then you look at a Notre Dame, and Notre Dame, their schedule does not afford them to have really any big wins, barring Texas A&M winning out. And that would mean A&M would have to beat, LSU? They would have to later beat on Thanksgiving weekend Texas. Barring Texas A&M winning out, Notre Dame has nothing on their schedule. Southern Cal has 2 losses. If Notre Dame was to beat them, and they would have to use that as a big win, that would be at least 3 losses for Southern Cal. And I don't think they get all the way to the final game of the year without at least another loss or 2. So I don't think USC is going to help out with Notre Dame at all. So a lot of stuff to get to. I hope we can get everything that we've talked about right there. Also, about 4:35, we got to talk some Major League Baseball. The playoffs well underway. 2 games tonight. The National League back on the stage, the National League. And, boy, we're going to talk to Kade Kistner, our buddy from Sports Illustrated. He is the Sports Illustrated baseball publisher, does football as well. So we'll tap into Kade's knowledge on both football and baseball. My goodness. Have you followed San Diego and LA? A, they don't like each other. B, it has gotten heated up right out of the first pitch of this series. Ugly the other night. Padres win big. 1-1 going back to San Diego. Look out. We're going to preview the baseball tonight. Look ahead a little bit further. The Royals got a win over the Yankees. Detroit yesterday, a must win for Detroit. We tracked that game. Cleveland shut out Detroit in game 1 in their baseball playoff series, like 7-0. Yesterday, Detroit, having not scored in the first game, trailing 1-0 in the overall series, they went through 8 innings and still did not score. Detroit almost went 2 full games without scoring a baseball run. They finally hit, a 3-run home run to win the game. And Detroit had Skubal. Their ace was on the mound. Detroit had to win that game. Had Detroit lost that game yesterday with their ace on the mound and he was throwing like a 3-hitter, they weren't coming back. That was a must-win for Detroit, but don't look down. They've evened things. They have evened things. So we'll talk some Major League Baseball about 4:35 or so with Kade Kistner from Sports Illustrated. He's been kind enough to join us just about all year, since we've had a show here, radio, and now on streaming. So we'll talk some baseball as we go. College football at the forefront. The NFL certainly is never out of the topic realm. And the Jaguars about to get on a plane. I'm still not sure what the travel plans. Have the travel plans for the Jags stayed where they were? Have they bumped it up a day? Have they bumped it up 2 days? Have they bumped it back? And again, I threw this out yesterday. You've got to be careful bumping things up a day or two, taking your team out of town to get away from the hurricane, because in most cases with NFL football teams, of your roster, you've got a lot of newlyweds, fairly new married people that have young children. I mean, you're talking an NFL roster. You got a lot of players and wives in their 20s. That's when you start having kids. You've got to be real careful. It's not as easy as saying, okay, I tell you what, man, this weather's coming in like crazy tomorrow. Let's just fly out late Tuesday. Well, do you really want to take that husband, that father, away from his children and wife an extra day or two? Because a lot of your wives with young kids, they're not making this trip. That is a big-time, tough trip. You don't just throw a 6-month-old and a 2.5-year-old on a plane and fly to London, for God's sakes, and stay for a week or two. That's tough. That's tough. So the Jaguars and certainly their opponents, you've got to be respectful before you say, hey, I tell you what, let's just take the weather out of this bad boy and let's go a day early. Let's go to wait a minute. You're adding on to maybe 2 weeks, you may be adding 2.5 weeks of family separation. That's tough. That is really tough. That is really tough on the wife, mother back home that just has determined, along with the husband, Jaguar player, hey, man, we can't take them on the road. It's tough on the player from a mental standpoint. My goodness. Of course that player is going to think, what are baby and mom doing? Are they okay? Are they taken care of? Do I need to check back in on them? I've got meetings. I've got this. Blah 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 blah. Tough call in terms of excuse me, the Jaguars and their travel situation. Certainly, we trust they'll make the right decision. All right, let's take our first break here. We're cruising through a Tuesday edition, the Young and Norvelle Show, coming to you from our Tuesday home. You know it by now. We are in the heart of Mandarin. Great menu, just a great fun atmosphere, fun hangout on the corner here. Ample parking here. We are right at the foot of the Julington Creek Bridge in the heart of Mandarin. We are at Hurricanes-Julington Creek. Come by, say hi today, and or get your group together. Come enjoy trivia tonight at 7, and then, of course, football, wall to wall to wall, college, NFL, all weekend long. Great place to hang out. If you guys hang out somewhere for a hurricane party, why not Hurricanes-Julington Creek?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
All right, we welcome you back to a Tuesday edition, kind of a cloudy Tuesday edition. We hope it doesn't get terrible up in our area of North Florida. We really wishing something happens. I don't know if there's a little bump or something that this hurricane can take a different path and not just pummel the middle portion, that Tampa, Orlando kind of diagonal going across portion of our state. But we'll see. We'll see. Looks like it's kind of clouding up around here in Duval County. School has been canceled Wednesday, Thursday, Friday around here. Obviously, no high school football around here. We can only hope for the best, and we all stay safe. Terry Norvelle coming to you from our Tuesday home. You know it by now. We are at Hurricanes, appropriate name, Hurricanes-Julington Creek. Tremendous place, fun place. Bunch of my buddies, this is their home bar, their home hangout. They love coming up here, watching ball, just fraternizing. And sometimes just on a Friday or Saturday night, bringing the family up. A lot of stuff for the kids to do. It's on the end cap, plenty of parking. The kids kind of outdoor patio, just a lot of fun and a great way to spend an evening, wholesome entertainment and a fun place to get to. TVs everywhere and a lot of sports, obviously, always featured here at Hurricanes in Julington Creek. If you haven't heard, the NFL, we now have our first coaching casualty. The Jets have fired Robert Saleh. They've let him go, 2-3 record. A little bit early maybe, but you wonder how much Aaron Rodgers, his arm twisting might have done that. But, yeah, interesting that the first NFL football coach that's fired this year is not named Doug Peterson. About 7 days ago, we might have been thinking, oh, boy, odds on would be Doug Peterson. But no, the Jets have fired their head coach, and I haven't heard in terms of who's the interim and things like that. Nasty story, again, another kind of ugly story out of Athens. I want to get to this. Mark Schleybaugh, big-time, long-time college football writer for ESPN, a Georgia guy, by the way. He's based out of Georgia. I think he went to Georgia, graduated from Athens. But Schleybaugh has been a consummate professional for 2 or 3 decades, writing for ESPN. He has an article that hit today, mid to late morning. Georgia wide receiver Colby Young, who was a portal addition from the Miami Hurricanes. He came over to Georgia this year, had a pretty good career at Miami. Colby Young, Georgia Bulldog wide receiver, arrested on battery assault charges. So, excuse me as I clear my throat there. You guys remember all summer long, a lot of the Georgia issues with players and the law involved driving and excessive speed and reckless driving and things like that. But this is not that. But let me just, this is Mark Schleybaugh, again, ESPN senior writer, who is a really, really trusted source in college football and kind of a Georgia guy. Let me go over what's going on here. Colby Young, Georgia wide receiver Colby Young, arrested early Tuesday morning, so earlier today, on misdemeanor charges of battery, and assault on an unborn child, according to the Athens Clarke County jail records. Young from Binghamton, New York, was booked into the detention center at 4:18 a.m. Eastern time, so that was earlier this morning. Young played 2 seasons at Miami before joining the Georgia Bulldog football program in December. we go on to hear from, I don't really need to read this from a spokesperson from the athletic department, but according to an Athens Clark County Police incident report obtained by ESPN, a 20-year-old woman who described herself as Young's ex-girlfriend told police that she went to his apartment around midnight on Tuesday to discuss their relationship. And again, these are allegations. We just want to make sure that is out there. So around midnight to discuss, according to the young lady in this situation. When the conversation became heated after she discovered he was on the phone with another woman, the complainant said Young grabbed her left arm near her biceps and triceps and physically pulled her out of his room. The woman said Young was using derogatory terms and being demeaning of her. She said Young went back to his room and locked the door. The woman told police she started to collect her belongings when a friend called her phone. When she answered, the woman told police that Mr. Young came out and grabbed her from behind. She said he picked her up and began to squeeze her torso and abdomen very hard. She said she felt like Young, was trying to harm her. The officer noted in the report that he observed a bruise and discoloration on the bottom of the woman's chest where it meets the abdomen and redness on her right side. The police officer transported the woman to an Athens hospital for treatment. The report goes on to say, let me see, I think I scrolled too far. 1 second. When the officer interviewed Young, he said he escorted the woman to his front door when the conversation became contentious and denied grabbing the woman at all. When the officer asked how the woman suffered her injuries, Young said, "It wasn't from me." So it goes on and on and on. Right now, he said, she said, he said, but right now it looks like another situation, legal situation involving a Georgia Bulldog football player and the law. And it has been a litany of numbers of legal issues, a lot of those driving, speeding, reckless driving with regard to the Georgia football program. So there you have it. I'm not sure if we have Kade Kistner, my buddy, on now. Kade, are you there? I might hear you a little bit. Yeah. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, Terry, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great, buddy. How are you, man? I know you're traveling a lot and getting back in the swing of things. What's up? Catch me up. What's going on with you?
Man, not a whole lot. I actually had to come out for a little conference here in Dallas. So I'm taking a little bit of a break from baseball for another day. I got to hang out with the girl a little bit and
Nice.
Getting back on the road tomorrow. So
you're never away from baseball, Kade Kistner.
I am not ever away from baseball.
You're never
sleep.
Man. Yep. Where are we at? Let's set the scene. We've got, I guess, the National League back on stage tonight. Last night. We do. The American League last night, and my goodness, let's start with Detroit. I think I've got this right. Cleveland won game 1, 7-0. And then yesterday, Detroit, they still did not score a run into the 9th, I think it was. They almost went 2 games, and they finally hit a 3-run homer. That was almost a must-win with Detroit and their ace on the mound, wasn't it? They had to win that game.
Well, hey, listen, Scooball went out, did his job, right? 7 innings,
Absolutely.
Scoreless, and then, which is what he does. I mean, he's the AL Cy Young winner. He's going to be. And then you've got Carpenter coming out on a pinch hit, 3-run home run off of Emmanuel Clase, who, by the way, the Rangers developed. He's one of the most elite closers in the league right now. And you get a pinch hit, 3-run home run by Carpenter. It sums up perfectly this Tigers run right now, this improbable Tigers run that we're watching. And it's incredible. And, and they're also division rivals in the AL Central. This is made for TV right now, and I'm
Nice.
really excited to see how this series progresses, especially as we move now into moving to Detroit now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know yesterday, while our show was on the air, we were tracking that game, and and I kept saying, goodness gracious, Detroit has their ace on the mound, game 2. They were shut out game 1. They didn't score in the first inning, the second, the third inning, the fourth, the fifth inning. I started adding the numbers up, and I go, oh, my God, Detroit, they've gone 14 innings without scoring. They almost went 2 complete games, and that would have ended the series probably if they didn't win that yesterday. With the starting pitching they got, would you agree Detroit had to win that thing yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely, right? So this is, best of 5, so you win 3 games, it's over.
Yeah.
And if you can't win with Scooball and Mound, it's just not going to happen. And so to get that and even it out 1-1, be able to go home now and maybe make some noise, it puts the Tigers back into the position of being able to win this thing. You lose last night, it's I don't know what the projections are, but it doesn't look good for the Tigers. You're probably in the single digits, right? So, if not worse than that. So, absolutely, you're right, Terry. That was a must-win game for the Tigers last night, or the Gritty Tigs, as they're calling them.
Nice. I like it a lot. Talking baseball, my buddy Kade Kistner from Sports Illustrated. Kade, I don't know. All I know is I saw this Scooball guy, the ace for Detroit. I saw him at the All-Star game, and my God, he's nasty. Absolutely nasty. I don't know, and help me here. Is he a guy, will he stay wearing a Detroit uniform? Is he a guy that will be shopped? Is he a guy that's a free agent? Is he going to go to the highest bidder? What's his story? Because this guy is a big-time pitcher.
So I've talked about this a little bit before with you. There was a lot of rumors going around that he was going to be traded at this year's trade deadline.
Right. Right.
Hey, listen, the Tigers' contention window doesn't open up for another 2 years. Maybe another year. He's got, I think 2 years left on his contract. They got to trade him, get whatever they can for him. Well, hey, listen, the Tigers made it very clear what their plan for Scooball is now and in the future. He's a Tiger. And they knew what he could do for that team, that ball club. And he went out there and he has executed it all postseason. 2 starts, scoreless. He hasn't given up a single run in the postseason. That man is going to be a Tiger, and they're going to extend him, and they're going to pay him like an ace. I almost can guarantee it, right?
Nice.
What he is doing right now for that ball club is everything they envisioned and more, and they didn't envision it happening this year. But that's what he did, and that's that leadership that he brings to that clubhouse. And he's going out there and he's executing. He's got amazing stuff. He's got a killer mentality, and it's really playing well for the Tigers right now. So I think he sticks around. I think they probably sign him to an extension probably this winter.
Nice.
If I'm the Tigers front office, if I'm their GM or president of baseball operations, I'm doing all I can to keep him in a Tigers uniform for the foreseeable future and through our window of contention, which started now and ends in probably 5 to 6 years from now.
Well, Kade, let me ask you this before we get off Detroit and Scooball. 5-game series, game 2. He's done now, right? He there's just not enough days for him to come back, right? Is he done?
If you go to a game 5, you might see him out there
for limited innings, kind of thing.
Probably, yeah. He probably will start the game, and you might see him go. Maybe 3 or 4 innings.
I think you're 3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Wow,
absolutely.
That would be fun. The other American League series, and you can disagree. Help me out. You're the baseball guy. I'm just throwing things out. Do the Royals know they're not supposed to be hanging around with the Yankees, or am I just wrong about this? I mean, the Royals, what they even things up, I guess, and they barely lost the first game, right?
Yeah, I mean, they look great. They're one of them. I won't say surprising. They've looked good all year, but they're in the AL Central, right? And so This has been kind of the AL Central is dominating the postseason right now, no matter how you look at it. But this isn't supposed to be a division that makes all this noise.
I know.
And so they went out and they swept the Orioles in the wild card. and now they're playing really well against the Yankees. And I still think on paper, probably the Orioles should have won the division, the AL East.
Really?
And so I think if the Royals can go out there and sweep the Orioles, they should be able to hang with the Yankees. And you look at Aaron Judge and you look at his postseason strikeout numbers. I mean, this guy strikes out more times in the postseason than Martin Maldonado. It's ridiculous. He doesn't show up, right? He's not Shohei Ohtani. I don't know what it is, but but the Royals are capitalizing, and I don't know what's going to happen with this series, but it's incredibly interesting to watch. And the Royals are a young, fun, very talented team, and if they beat the Yankees, it would not surprise me one bit. And the Yankees, I mean, you look at what they've done the last 3-4 years in the postseason. They make it to this point and the Astros beat them, right? So, the Astros dynasty is probably pretty well and done at this point, but that might be the Royals now. That, becomes and the Royals and the Yankees hated each other for a long time back in the, 70s and 80s.
Oh, I remember that well. I'm old, man. I remember that damn Freddie Patek and Quisenberry and the Yankees, Chris Chambliss, and man, those were wars, man. Yeah. Absolutely wars between the Royals and the Yankees.
Yeah, and so, listen, if the Royals go out and they knock the Yankees off again, you're going to see, I think you see this rivalry, this unlikely rivalry reignite again. But again, the Yankees are like the Cowboys. It's always their year, and it's never going to be their year. So,
Kade, be neutral. Kade,
I have never called myself an unbiased journalist.
Okay, fair enough. I agree. Hey, and by the way, what do I know? The last time I had you on a couple of days ago, and you're always kind enough to come on when we want to talk some baseball, I was saying, man, I just can't get behind the Central teams, the NL Central or the AL Central, and look what they're and look what they're doing. Look what they're doing, and man, playoff baseball is a lot of fun. The National League, I guess, takes center stage tonight. We should have a game first pitch here in about 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Guess. Got a lot to talk about the National League here. Yeah.
Yeah. So the National League gets going. I know the West Coast game will be the second game, but with regard to the Padres and the Dodgers, should we just set up a WWE ring like between the pitcher's mound and home plate and just let them do a battle royal? I mean, my God, these guys don't like each other at all.
Well, here's the thing, Terry, is, you talk about the Padres and the Dodgers, right? Absolutely. They don't like each other. You look too at the history, right, of the Padres and the Dodgers in the postseason, and the Padres like to play spoiler, and again, the Dodgers kind of like the evil empire, right, that are supposed to win every year, and they spend billions of dollars in the off season, and hey, we're gonna go out and get all these guys and make all these trades. We're supposed to win, and they don't. But and they maybe throw a fit, and the fans throw a fit. But here's the thing: you look at what Jerks and Profar did in Game 1. I think it was Game 1, where he faked, making that home run saving catch, and he let Mookie Betts celebrate. Like, that was a punk move, right? And again, he was the former number one prospect in baseball. Texas Rangers developed, and then you look at what Machado did. So Flaherty hit. I forget who he hit. It was with a 91.7 mile an hour pitch, dude. There was no way. You can watch that pitch over and over. It was not intentional. It wasn't even that fast, like 91.7, right? And then Machado gets personally offended about it. And then yesterday, or whatever it was, he throws a ball at Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, into the dugout.
Yeah.
Like, and again, Machado is so unliked in this league. He's so unliked. Like, there's not very many players who like him. There's not very many teams who like him. He's lazy. He's a punk. And then you go off and you do this kind of stuff, and it doesn't help your reputation. It doesn't help your team. And it completely detracts from the fact that the Padres fought really hard all year to get this postseason spot, fought all the way to the end for it. You're playing well against the Dodgers, and now you make yourself the storyline of the week. Like, come on. I don't root for the Dodgers, but now I am.
And you know, I jump in and tell me if I'm right or wrong, but Machado, I mean, immensely talented guy. He's been in the league a long time. I remember when he came up, you're like, man, to me, he's always looked like this big shortstop. I know he started at shortstop and just a big dude. He's a good baseball player. Is he the kind of guy, Machado, that whatever team he's on, when that team is on a road trip, does Machado have to go eat his steak dinner by himself? Because even none of his teammates want to go with him. I mean, is he that kind of guy?
I don't know. I've thankfully never had to cover him intimately, unlike when in 2019 when he went into free agency, there was one other guy who might be one of the best baseball players that baseball's ever seen. His name is Bryce Harper.
Right.
And luckily I have gotten to cover Bryce Harper very intimately. And Bryce Harper, is for whatever reason, very hated, cover of, our magazine, Sports Illustrated, at 16 years old.
Why is that? Why does Harper have that? I mean, to me, he's one of the young guys that was labeled at 12 that made it. I mean, he was Serena Williams. He was Venus Williams. He was Tiger Woods. But why does he have that kind of, if he's not on your team, you really just hate Bryce Harper? Why?
Well, again, you look at, right, 16 years old on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
I guess, right?
And then here's the other thing, too, is that I think when he was young and especially when he was with the Nationals, he was very fiery. He was very, some would say passionate, some would say angry, egotistical, arrogant, right? He would do a lot of, had a lot of theatrics and antics, right? And it was new to baseball at the time. Like, he was the first guy that really brought in bat flipping. And, all the old guys, so all the old guys hate him, right? And now he's become this, he's 30, 31, so he's, maybe my age. He's kind of matured a little bit.
Yeah.
Philly has embraced him. He's found his home. He's playing well. He won an MVP while at Philadelphia. And then he's led them to, a World Series appearance. And so he's really kind of matured. He's figured out how to play to that fan base, right? And he's really embraced the city and the culture. And then he's become a leader. He was never a leader in the clubhouse with the Nationals. And now he has learned that, hey, I am the guy. I have to do this.
He's clearly the leader on that team. Clearly.
Absolutely. And he wasn't with the Nationals, right? And so then you look at Machado, who – the Orioles were like, oh, don't worry, we'll trade him. Yeah, we could use him, but we're going to trade him. He went to the Dodgers. The Dodgers had really no intent to re-sign him. And then so he ended up with the Padres, right? And the Padres at the time had absolutely no identity. So why not go get Machado? I mean, Harper didn't want to go to San Diego. So, I mean, it was always kind of Philly or bust for Harper, I think. And so you look at that kind of dichotomy between the two. And to go back to your question about Machado, I don't think there was ever any inkling of a doubt that he would ever be a leader for any team that he went to.
Yeah.
He's going to be a guy that hits the ball. He's going to run out to first base lazy, and he's going to steal headlines at the wrong time of the year, just like he's done again.
Just a volatile guy. Just
volatile.
A volatile guy. And that's his game. And you know what? Some guys play the bad boy role good.
Sure.
That fuels them being the bad boy. Boy, that Philly team though, you and I talked about it last year. That Phillies team, Bohm and Harper, and we could go on and on.
Yeah, man, Nick Castellanos, man, in game 2 and being kind of the game winner and game saver, and
they've got a maturity. They've got a grown man maturity about that team.
Absolutely.
And, they're going to be tough to beat. They're going to be tough to beat. Hey, crazy question, but I saw where Ohtani's been throwing. There's no chance he gets on the mound to get one guy out here and there, is there?
I don't know. Dave Roberts is kind of that guy where he might throw in that wrinkle, right? I mean, he lives life on the edge. As a manager, I probably wouldn't. If this was, say, maybe game 89 out of 162, let's talk about it. But we're in the postseason. He hasn't even faced minor leaguers.
In a
And
long
I'm not
time,
talking AAA, AA. He hasn't even faced, the
Anybody,
spring complex guys.
Yeah.
And so to throw him out there and do that on the biggest stage, it would be a really cool storyline. But I don't think it's going to happen.
I've got a couple more baseball questions or players I want to throw out. But real quick, you also do kind of a double dip with SI from the NFL. You probably heard we have our first NFL coaching firing. Robert Saleh, the Jets have let him go. Did that surprise you? 2-3, 5 games in. Is that an Aaron Rodgers firing, or was that all from the front office? What are your thoughts on that?
So good question. Actually, the Jets is one of the teams that, and like you said, I do double dip with SI on NFL.
Yeah,
I have a relatively limited scope with NFL, but the Jets are actually one of the teams that fall underneath my purview, and so. I've been hearing a lot about this today. I spent most of my day on this Robert Saleh story. So, it's pretty crazy what's coming out right now. He walked into his office, he went to work, he started working, and then learned he was fired, and then security unceremoniously escorted him out, right?
Oh, my. Oh, that's terrible.
But what we are hearing is that Aaron Rodgers did not play any part in this. So the owner of the Jets did call Aaron Rodgers on Monday, but nothing about Saleh was discussed.
Okay, fair enough.
And so, I think a lot of people want to blame this on Aaron Rodgers, and you have your opinions on him, but it sounds like this was not an Aaron Rodgers-like coup. Now, what I will say about Saleh is I'm not super surprised. I think he was like 26 and something or 20 and something, record, right? One of the worst, Jets head coaches in history through a minimum of like 40 or 50 games. But here's the thing about Saleh, right? He didn't want to bring in Rodgers. He didn't draft Zach Wilson, right? He didn't bring in Nathaniel Hackett. This man really was given a turd, and he tried to polish it into gold. And so, and I'm not saying that Saleh is a great head coach. He was highly touted coming out of the 49ers and, great DC and things like that. But he was never really given a fair shake, I think, with the Jets.
Interesting.
And so he was kind of given this situation. He never really had a whole lot of say in, like, who was going to be drafted, who was being brought on the team. And so, and you look, I don't think he ever really wanted, Aaron Rodgers on the team. He wasn't a big proponent of it. And so Aaron Rodgers thinks he's, the quarterback, the coach, and the GM. And so that's really hard to operate. Those are hard limits for Saleh to operate under. And so I don't think he was ever really given a fair shake to lead a team. Now, that being said, if you're a very good coach and you have the talent that you had and the defense that you had, the counter argument is that you make do with what you have. And he had an elite defense. He has a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's got Garrett Wilson. He's got Breece Hall, right? You've got these weapons around Aaron Rodgers this year, and you have an elite defense, and you can beat the Patriots, who are very bad, and Aaron Rodgers looks like he's 30 again. But then when it comes time to actually play a half-decent team, you can't win. You can't win. And the Vikings drove the ball down all the way, kicked the last-minute field goal in London.
Right.
Sam Darnold led it, of all people, right? And so, it was, the writing was on the wall. So I'm not super surprised, but I also don't agree with the narrative that it was Aaron Rodgers led, and I also don't agree with the narrative that Saleh was a bad coach. I think a lot of this is on the piss poor management of the Jets ownership.
That sounds a lot like the old days where Bill Parcells said, "Hey, man, if I don't get to pick the groceries, don't make me cook the meal."
Right, exactly.
Interesting. If you don't mind, Kade, a couple more moments. I want to give you a scenario. Myself and Patrick Young, we went to a very special event here in Jacksonville yesterday. It was the Jacksonville Sports Hall of Fame induction. I want you to speak to two baseball players. We had a women's sports administrator, Donna Orander. She went in. Tony Baselli, obviously, Hall of Fame player, the second pick overall for the Jacksonville Jaguars in year one. Tony Baselli went into the Jacksonville Hall of Fame. Obviously, he went into the NFL Hall of Fame last class. We had two baseball players with Jacksonville ties, big-time Jacksonville ties, and or from here that went into the Jacksonville Hall of Sports Hall of Fame yesterday. And I want you to speak to the two. One was a guy named Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones played high school baseball here in Jacksonville. He's from Pearson Taylor, right up the street. And we all loved Chipper. We all followed Chipper. He was a Brave for life. And I had forgotten a little bit until they started reading his career numbers. My God, Chipper's numbers. I mean, you're talking deep 400 home runs, 300 average. And the second baseball guy from this area, and he went to my school and he played baseball where I played college baseball at Jacksonville University, Daniel Murphy. And you remember Daniel, he bumped around, but he's most notably with the Mets. And he had that crazy postseason where he homered in like 5 straight postseason games. Chipper Jones, Daniel Murphy, guys that you obviously know of. Thoughts on those two baseball players that were inducted here in our area?
Yeah, absolutely. So Chipper Jones. So congratulations to all four, by the way.
Sure.
Great inductees. Chipper Jones, growing up, he played for the Braves. He was, even though I wasn't a Braves fan, he was one of my favorite players. I remember growing up, and I was a big baseball card collector. And every time I wanted Chipper Jones cards. I wanted the rookie. I wanted everything. And the guy truly is one of the best third basemen of all time.
Oh.
Top 5, top 3, probably. Incredible, and he does have those Jacksonville ties. And the way that he played defense, he came in clutch. He was just a great hitter. He was a great teammate. And now he's always been a good man, but now he's a great man. And what he does for his, local communities and things like that is really, really awesome. And then you look, too, at Daniel Murphy, and he's kind of like this David Murphy, right? And so he is, he was his journeyman. Like you said, he was with the Mets. He kind of, like you say, he bounced around, but he was a legit big leader. And he showed up in some of the bigger spots in his career. And he was always, from what I can recollect, and I've actually talked to a couple people about him, just kind of not about this, but, kind of about other things. And his name pops up, and it's always been, here's a great teammate. We loved having him around. Loves having him around. He's a great clubhouse presence. And then he would come in clutch. And so he's kind of like almost like a Travis Jankowski kind of guy. If I had to compare him to a guy right now in the league, right, where Travis kind of came through really big and that improbable run for the Rangers in the World Series last year.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what, Murphy was, throughout his career. And so, and again, Jankowski kind of has been bouncing around, but he just is a great presence and a great teammate. And so I think both those guys are very deserving. Obviously, Chipper is a Hall of Fame guy and one of the best baseball players of all time. Yeah. But Murphy is also very worthy as well with those Jacksonville ties and what he did at the major league level.
And Chipper, and we'll get you out of here. I know you're busy. We're wrapping up this hour. Chipper was one of those rare guys in all of sports. He was the destined guy that lived up to it. And by that, I mean, and I don't even know if you remember this, Chipper was not a first-round draft choice. He was one of one. He was the first-round pick in the first round. He was the first pick in the first round. And, that's sometimes hard to live up to, but he was Tiger Woods. He was LeBron James. He was Serena Williams, He was destined, and he lived up to it. He was one of one. He was the first pick in the first round and, had a quick cup of coffee in the minor leagues, and then he went to Atlanta, and 20-something years later, nearly 500 home runs later, He had an all-star, unbelievable career. Yeah. And that's hard to do, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And so, it was rare back then, right? It's even more rare now.
Yeah.
I think, you look at Paul Skeens and what he's doing, and he's got an opportunity, but really since, Paul Skeens, the last few years, it hasn't been a guy like that. And Chipper was that guy.
Yeah.
The last guys I can really kind of think about that were like that were Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, right?
It's hard to do, man. It's hard
to do. And
it's hard to do.
Guys. It is.
Because as you know, being a sports guy, not just baseball and football, but sport, there's a lot, and no knock, but there's a lot of Ryan Leafs out there, There's a lot of Ryan Leafs that,
or Matt Bushes.
or Matt Bush. Yeah, there's a lot of those guys, and it is hard to do. There, and we could pick other football guys, we could pick other baseball and basketball guys. It's
Trevor Lawrence, but yeah.
It's hard to be one of one and live up to it. It's hard. It is hard. You can't be one of one and be a 278 hitter career.
Correct.
That doesn't work. Hey, Kade, great stuff, man. I know you've been traveling a lot. Enjoy baseball tonight, the rest of the playoffs. And if you don't mind, man, I'd love to tap into you as we go, man. There's nothing like playoff baseball. There is.
I'm here and I'm back on the road. I'll be probably the next time we talk. I'll be at a stadium, so bring me back anytime. I love talking to you, Terry. You're a good friend, so whatever y'all need, let me know. I love being on the show.
That's our buddy Kade Kistner. He is the MLB publisher for Sports Illustrated. Covers several teams, including the Phillies heavy, and he also double dips with NFL action with SI. Great guy, great asset to our show here on the Young and Norvelle Show. 1 hour down, 1 to go. Let's take a quick break. Come back, we'll reset. Remember, bottom of the hour, if it's Tuesday, that generally means about 5:30, it's going to be trivia time. We have a lot of fun. We kind of loosen it up a little bit on Tuesdays here at Hurricanes-Julington Creek. And I've got a little trivia question I'm going to throw to the boys, including Trivia Pat, not to be confused with Patrick Young, but Trivia Pat from Entertainment. He'll join us about the bottom of the hour. We'll reset the show and keep on keeping on. Hour number 2, the Young and Norvelle Show, coming to you live from the heart of Mandarin, Hurricanes-Julington Creek.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jax with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger
bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour, I know on Tuesdays, I know I look forward to it. Patrick may join us. If he doesn't, we have Trivia Patrick, who will throw some trivia our way. It's a lot of fun. We all learn. He throws us some sports, some non-sports. It's just a fun time as they have trivia at 7 o'clock on Tuesdays right here after we go off the air at right here inside Hurricanes-Julington Creek. We go off at 6. They kick off trivia at 7. They have a good crowd that shows up, and Trivia Pat does a super job as I see him walking in the door. Terry Norvelle here on a Tuesday. Hopefully we're going to batten down the hatches and beat this storm. We love this show off talking about the Jaguars and what are some of the areas the Jaguars can build on. Hey, there's Patrick. Hey, buddy. How you doing? We talk about what are some of the areas the Jaguars can build on after week number 1 or win number 1. They got their first win. I'm going to throw a couple out, and it is a building process, particularly when you open up 0-4. It's a building process. Number 1, Brian Thomas is a threat. Brian Thomas, the first-round wide receiver, is a threat on the offense. He is a number 1. Now, that is huge to me. I didn't know if he was going to be a 1 or not, but I was pretty much convinced that Gabe Davis was just a guy. Good for the Jaguars for going out and getting Gabe Davis, but my goodness, where would the Jacksonville Jaguars be if Brian Thomas wasn't and has not already developed into a 1? He's a threat. He's the number 1 receiver. Gabe Davis is just a guy. I'm sorry, that may be harsh, but there are a million Gabe Davises in the National Football League. Christian Kirk, nice receiver. If he's your 2 or 3, somewhere in between 2 and 3, he is not a 1. Thank goodness that Brian Thomas has played like the 1. Is he a lot better than Calvin Ridley? That's negligible. I think that's a bit of a push. If Ridley was on this roster, I think the receiving core would be kind of the same. But thank goodness Brian Thomas has performed as a 1 because I was not sold on Gabe Davis. I think he is a solid NFL receiver, but he's nowhere near a big-time threat. Good for Brian Thomas. That's one area I think the Jaguars can improve on or exploit as they move forward, having got their first win the other day here in Jacksonville. The other area I think is a big win and a working point for the Jaguars is just the fact that the other day on Sunday, in the stadium, downtown Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars did something particularly on offense that they don't always do. They've screwed it up more times than not. The Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think they can build on this, Sunday against the Colts, the Jacksonville Jaguars took possession of the football with the game on the line. And you're a Jaguar fan, you're a Jaguar fan, you're a Jaguar fan, you. I'm pointing to all you guys. If you're being honest and being fair, and you're thinking about the last 5 or 6, 6 or 7, 7 or 8, 8 or 9 seasons of the Jacksonville Jaguars, more times than not, late in games, when the Jacksonville Jaguars offense takes possession of the ball, and I'm going to call it the possession of record in a game, where the game is in the balance and you, Jacksonville, offensively can go win the game or you can go lose the game. The Jacksonville Jaguars historically have absolutely fumbled that situation. Well, they didn't do that. They did not do that Sunday. I think that is a building block, a potential building block. And I wrote that down. Let me go back to yesterday. The Jaguars win by a field goal. They won by a field goal because they took a very, 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 very late offensive possession, tied at 34. The Jaguars moved 8 plays in 39 yards in 8 plays. They ate up 2 minutes and 23 seconds of clock, and they kicked the game-winning field goal. Okay. Terry, this is an NFL franchise. They're supposed to do that. Okay, right. They haven't always done that over the years. Generally, the Jacksonville Jaguar offense trying to go win a game, to go grab a game by the horns, somewhere in those 8 plays, historically, old Jacksonville, and hopefully this is turning over a new leaf, old Jacksonville would have been flagged for a big holding penalty somewhere in those 8 plays. They went 8 plays. They only went 40 yards, basically, but they went 8 plays without a crazy holding penalty that put you way behind the chains, which we've seen a billion times in this history of the franchise. They also did not have a illegal procedure or illegal formation. They lined up wrong. The Jacksonville Jaguars, for one of the few times in the last, you figured out years, they executed 8 plays. They went basically 49 yards, 2 minutes, 23 seconds, and they kicked the game winner. They went and won the game. To me, those are the two big things that the Jaguars might be able to build off of with their first win of the season as they defeated the Colts. Now, plenty of other areas that need work. I know Jacksonville scored 17 points in the fourth quarter, including that last game-winning field goal. I don't know if you looked at the box score, but the Jaguars defense gave up 24 in the fourth quarter. Can't do that and win very often in the NFL. It's much more a close league. But I just want to point that out. We kind of kidded around with that a little bit with regard to some of the positives that the Jaguars could build off of coming out of that win over the Colts as the Jaguars go on the road for a couple of days. Real quick, wanted to get to, and we may not have time to get deep into this, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, your Power 4 conferences. The conference winner gets an automatic bid. Big deal. That is a big deal. Who's kind of at the top? The SEC is wide open right now, particularly with Alabama losing. Alabama losing to Vanderbilt changes everything. That gives Bama 1 loss. Bama beat Georgia, but Georgia has only 1 loss. Everybody starts playing each other. Do you realize Texas A&M is 3-0 in the conference? A&M still has Tennessee, Missouri, and LSU. But Texas A&M is 3-0. Texas 1-0. They still have Georgia and A&M. LSU is 1-0. Georgia, as I mentioned, they're 2-1, and 3 of the teams they still have: Texas, Tennessee, Ole Miss. I think Georgia has the toughest remaining schedule to run to try and win their way into the SEC championship game. And then if you win that, you don't have to worry about seedings and getting an at-large bid. But I think Georgia's got some work. Bama still has Tennessee and LSU. Bama's 1-1. Tennessee 1-1. Bama and Georgia. Missouri, seems like something's missing with Missouri. They're 1-1. And Ole Miss, seems like something is missing with Ole Miss. Big Ten right now, the automatic bid, the championship winner for the Big Ten is going to be between Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, and Indiana. Ohio State and Oregon play this weekend. Penn State plays USC. Almost a must-win for Penn State. You've got to knock USC off if you want to win the Big Ten. You can't afford it. I know that is on the West Coast. Indiana, undefeated in the Big Ten. They may make some ripples. Big 12, Iowa State 2-0. BYU 2-0. Very impressive so far. Texas Tech 3-0. West Virginia 2-0. And Colorado, Dion and the boys 2-0. They've got a lot of games among each other here the next 2 or 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. So the Big 12 will start to work its way out. The Atlantic Coast Conference, who gets that bid? Who wins the conference? Who gets to the conference championship game? And who wins it? Clemson 3-0. The Miami Hurricanes 2-0, even though they've spit the hook out the last 2 weekends. Miami, you start wondering, sometime it's just your year. Is this one of those times for the Miami Hurricanes? My goodness gracious. They have a dynamic, great player in Cam Ward, and Miami now thinks they're supposed to win every game. You can see it if Miami football had a thought bubble, even the other night in Cal, down 35-10, down 35-17, the Miami thought bubble is, we're okay. We're going to win it. I think a lot of that is from Cam Ward. But does Clemson win the ACC in the automatic bid in the playoff? Does Miami get there and beat maybe Clemson? If you haven't seen SMU play, Rhett Lashley, a young offensive mastermind, kind of a southern kind of guy, Rhett Lashley, has bumped around. He's coached a lot of big-time places. Rhett Lashley is the head coach at SMU. If you haven't had a chance to watch SMU play offensive football, do yourself a favor. They're fun. They are a lot of fun. They're not great on defense, but they are a lot of fun. SMU on offense, they're 2-0. Virginia and Pitt. Pitt is also undefeated. So that's kind of a quick look at where the Power Four, remember the Power Four, the conference champions, they will meet up for the championship game. The winner gets the automatic bid. Then we have to say how many other SEC teams, just for argument stance. Let's say the SEC, let's say Texas finishes off a good regular season. They get to the championship game. And let's say Texas wins the SEC football championship in Atlanta. They get in, they get the SEC bid. How many other SEC teams get in? Georgia, maybe Georgia's the team they knocked off in Atlanta. Alabama, maybe Alabama is the team they knocked off in Atlanta. Texas, Georgia, Alabama. Is there room for another? Does Tennessee finish off pretty strong? Does Texas A&M, they're 3-0. Do they finish strong? Do they play Texas off their feet? How many SEC teams get at-large bids? Same thing with the Big Ten. Oregon, Ohio State. Let's just say one of those two teams wins Saturday. Obviously, somebody's going to win Saturday. Somebody runs the rest of the table. Let's say Oregon or Ohio State wins the Big Ten. Automatic bid to that team. How many other bids come out of the Big Ten at large? Does Penn State lose 1 or 2? Do they get 1? Does Oregon lose 2 at 10-2, having lost to Ohio State and Penn State? How many? Indiana. How many teams do the Big Ten get in? Big 12, same way. Iowa State, BYU, Texas Tech. Who wins it? Who gets the automatic bid? And then, is it 1 more? Is it 2 more from the Big 12? Tough call. Tough call. Remember, it's only 12 spots, but there's only 7 that you can give out, right? The 4 conference champions get their bids. The group of 5 gets their bid, and that they're not part of any of this. There's 5, so you only have 7 more. The ACC. Will we have Clemson and Miami meeting for the championship game of the ACC? The winner gets the automatic bid. Let's say Miami beats Clemson. Let's say Clemson runs the table. They don't play Miami in the regular season. Let's say Clemson finishes 11-2 and 6th in the country. Well, they're going to get a bid. They're going to get an at-large bid. Miami gets 1 because they would have won the ACC. What does SMU do? It's going to be a lot of fun. It is going to be a lot of fun. I like it, but I also don't like the fact that we have subjectivity. I don't like committees. I want us to get college football to where the NFL is at. The NFL, they don't meet. They don't have committees. They don't talk about who should be in, who should be out. You know what the NFL does? They play it on the field. They have X amount of playoff spots. They play the regular season. If they're all determined, great. If they need to do tiebreakers, great. But there's no committee. That's where college football needs to go. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun the first time. Can you imagine? And I've been talking about this television show for at least 2 years. Can you imagine how fun college football selection Sunday will be? When the conference championships are played, we know who the conference champions are that are automatically in, but we don't know the 7 at large, and we don't know who's playing who's got to bye, who's got to play week 1. Oh, my goodness. You talk about must-see TV, and they'll be playing, within a week? They'll be playing within a week. You think March Madness Selection Sunday's fun? And it is. Oh, my goodness. We watch and we watch and we watch while they reveal and reveal and reveal basketball teams after basketball teams after regions after region after region. We watch the hell. It's good drama. It's good TV. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait until the college football reveal. It is going to be a blast. Let's take a quick break here. Come back. We'll have some trivia. My man, Trivia Pat, is here. I want to take a quick peek. So far in the first inning, they're one inning in. No score, Philadelphia and the Mets. That's the first game tonight. Tonight, about 9:08, they get together on the West Coast. San Diego at home now, taking on the Dodgers. Both series are tied at 1. We'll try and track this Philadelphia Mets game as we go to the top of the hour. We're in hour number 2 on a Tuesday edition. Hope you're enjoying the program. We're enjoying bringing it to you. Terry Norvelle here, coming to you from our Tuesday home. You know it by now. We are at the Hurricanes location in Julington Creek in the heart of Mandarin. Come by, say hi today, this week, but make sure you check them out. If you're in the area, you'll be glad you did.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
It's pretty balanced.
I got you.
Yeah.
Star Trek, look at there. We're looking for a Star Trek coming through there to blow that bad weather out. As you know what? I'm a native of Jacksonville. I can say this as we welcome Trivia Pat
hey
from
guys.
Airtainment. That shot a moment ago, that's always bugged me. Born and raised here, grew up on the west side, went to JU, blah, 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 lived all over the town. We've got this incredible river that cuts right through our city.
Yeah.
The St. Johns River, beautiful river. We have right down the street this little body of water called the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
We could use both the Atlantic Ocean and we have never maximized our river. You go to other cities and they eat up the river.
Yeah.
We have nothing. The river is just kind of that. Why? You're not a native here, are you?
I am.
You are?
Yeah, I'm from Jack.
Why?
Yeah.
Trivia Pat. Why? Anyway, that's for another we got somebody saying I'm 3 booths away trying to eat. Okay, well, eat. What
I'm not stopping you.
What do you need to help us? We need you to help us. Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Not a lot.
Trivia tonight. Tomorrow, do you have a show?
Tomorrow
is Wednesday.
So,
and it's hard to say because I don't know what we're doing. We're going to play everything by ear with social media with what's going on. So what's going on with you?
Tomorrow night.
Here tonight, obviously 7 to about 8:30 here at Mandarin Hurricanes.
Hurricane party tonight.
Yeah.
Possibly tomorrow at Dick's Wings in Nocatee.
And that's your normal location,
Yep.
but you're just kind of not sure because none of us are sure.
I actually got to give them a call and see how they want to play it.
So I guess the 12 hours tonight are kind of big.
Yeah.
With the storm, and we hope it just kind of turns around and goes back to the Gulf, right? It could happen.
Or it just
happen.
keeps going south.
It could happen.
So
I'll tell you, I feel, and we'll get to some trivia. We enjoy our final 30 minutes kicking around trivia, messing around here on Tuesdays here at Hurricanes in Julington Creek. But I was talking to some buddies of mine that this is their hangout. What a tough call, particularly for our friends in the St. Pete, Tampa area, which it's projected to go right there.
Yeah.
You know, one instinct says load up the car, put the and think about if you have young kids.
Yep.
A kid or two, an animal or two, and you load them in the car. You don't have much space. You may get you're going to get bumper to bumper. You may run out of gas. That's a tough call. That's a tough call. Are you better off at your home fighting this thing with your little ones and your animals, or on the side of I-95? That's a tough call. It's just tough. It's really, really tough. And then, Pat, I mean, everybody doesn't have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't have a family just across Georgia out of harm's way, or South Carolina, or Louisiana, A. And then B, everybody doesn't have a couple $1,000s hanging around to get a week's worth of hotels.
Yeah.
It's a tough call,
That's just
man.
for one hurricane, too.
Yeah, for your family to stay 6 days.
Yeah.
Until things are clear or whatever.
Yeah.
It's such a tough call, man. It really is across the board. I mean, this is adulting, man. It's tough.
It's life.
It is. It is
life.
tough. All right, we got some trivia. We're going to have some fun here. We do it all the time. I've got one I'm going to throw your way. We don't have Patrick here. He's busy. And I hope I can phrase this. It's an easy one if you think it through. I'm just going to get us started. All right. It is a college football / NFL question. Okay. You ready?
This is my wheelhouse.
And let me see if I can get this right. College football / NFL. What is the lowest / smallest number of points a team can score on one play? And if I have to repeat it, I understand because it's a little bit ambiguous. What is the lowest / the smallest number of points that can change the scoreboard? A scoring play.
Okay.
What's the smallest number of points that can be scored on a single college or NFL play? And it's ambiguous, but if you think it through, you'll hit it. And I just need the number. I don't need the situation. I'll explain the unique situation.
The lowest.
Do I need to explain it again? And I'm being honest. What is the lowest number of points that a team can score on a single play in college or NFL to change the scoreboard? What's the slowest?
So just the
lowest number. Yeah,
you
can just throw me the number. And if you think it through, I think you can hit the number.
I think it's one. It just comes down to my thought process is
Very
just
nice.
extra point.
Very nice. Your thought process is in the ballpark. Extra point is one. Generally, the lowest point total you could score on one play is a safety. 2. But you may not be aware, and it's very, very obscure. In college football, on the books, and it's happened 3 times in the history of college football. It happened in 03, I think it is, 13 and 14. It's only happened 3 times in college football, and it's never happened in the NFL, but it's on the books.
Okay.
There is such a thing as a 1-point safety.
Oh, wow.
And a 1-point safety comes into play. And I was watching a bowl game in 2013. I was watching, I think it was the Fiesta Bowl. Oregon was playing Kansas State, and it happened one of the 3 times ever. It hasn't ever happened in the NFL. It's on the books.
Yeah.
And it's happened 3 times in college football. A team that is trying a conversion. you're trying to kick the extra point or run or pass for 2 points.
Yeah.
A conversion.
Yeah.
You've scored a touchdown and you're trying a conversion. If during the conversion attempt there is a safety, that's a 1 point safety.
Interesting.
Not a 2 point safety. And I'm watching this game years ago.
You remember this, Terry?
Yes, I do. Because I may never have mentioned this. I graduated from a private institution of higher learning. I like to call it the Harvard of the South. I'm really smart. I'm watching this game when one of the 3 times that happened. Oregon is playing Kansas State in the Fiesta Bowl. I'm almost positive in 2013 or 14.
Yeah.
It happened in 13, 14, and 04, I think.
Right.
Oregon had scored a touchdown. They're kicking an extra point. They attempt the conversion.
Okay.
They kick the extra point. It gets blocked up in the air.
Yeah.
And this is key. If a blocked extra point hits the ground, it's dead
Block.
ball.
No. It's okay.
Dead ball.
Okay, it's dead. Yeah.
Okay. This one is blocked up in the air. A Kansas State, who's the defending team, the defensive team, a Kansas State player catches it basically
before it hits the ground.
Basically at the line of scrimmage
Yeah.
before it hits the ground. Okay. And keep in mind, the line of scrimmage, this is not the NFL. The line of scrimmage on an extra point for college is a 2.5, 3 yard line.
Yeah.
The Kansas State guy catches the ricochet up in the air in midair, doesn't hit the ground. He then starts running, and he's on the 2 yard line anyway.
Yeah.
He kind of bananas back to get around some would-be tacklers, and he bananas 2-3 yards into the end zone, and he's tackled by Oregon. So that's a safety.
Wow.
1 point.
Wow.
There is a 1 point safety in college and NFL football.
That's crazy.
How about that?
That's wild.
How about that? Not an
I'm
extra
sure.
point.
I'm sure after 2013, 2014,
And it happened like in 04.
NCAA. Well,
Yeah.
After it happened in back-to-back years,
Yep.
the NCAA was like,
Yep. Never happened in the NFL. Now, another way, I'm trying to think how it could happen. You could also have, let's say a team's going for 2.
yeah,
They can run or pass.
right.
Let's say they run for 2. The ball's on the 2.5, 3 yard line. They hand the ball off. They're running, trying to get into the end zone for 2. They fumble.
And
The defensive team picks it up and starts streaking to the other end because they can score 2 points that
they
way.
can.
Well, let's say they get tackled and the ball gets loose and goes in the end zone and they fall on it for a safety. That would be a 1 point. Right?
That would be
But
crazy.
there is on the record books a chance for a 1 point conversion safety in football.
Oh man!
Boom! There you go.
Someone would have a parlay going
There you go.
where that would happen.
Can you
and
imagine losing a parlay on something like
That's
that?
I'm saying.
Wouldn't you want to
That's
just kill somebody? Wouldn't you want to say, "Hey, I should get off because I'm just going to go kill somebody right now because of this"?
Oh man!
Right?
Oh, it's gonna happen now. Someone's gonna have
It's
a
gonna
parlay.
happen. It's happened 3 times in college football, never in the NFL, but it's on the
Oh,
books.
gosh.
On the books. All right, what are you doing? What's going on with you? Do you have a good trivia game set up for your trivia people tonight who are going to brave the elements here at Hurricanes
Yes.
just to come hang out with you?
Yes.
You better have something good. Do you have something good?
I always have something good. We always do.
What are the prizes? What do they win?
First place, $40 in Hurricanes house cash.
$400 of $4,000 of Hurricane. Does Josh know about this?
Hey, he welcomes
Does Callie know about
They
it?
welcome it.
Okay.
Just
So
for
40.
listening to my voice.
So 40 for the team.
First place.
Okay.
Yep. And then second gets 30, third 20, and fourth 10.
Do you have a lot of the same teams? I always ask, does it come?
Yeah.
And then some newness? Do you
Yeah,
have
a
some
lot of
newness?
regulars.
Do they keep the same names or do they change the names?
No, they
'Cause I know
change 'em up.
names are big in this thing. Do you have great names? Do you have any good names on your
Yeah.
team?
I can't say I'm on the mic, but
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But you have some good ones?
Yes.
Yeah, because
yes.
I know that's a big thing.
One of my
trivia.
favorite things about tonight is the team names that
Nice.
people come up with.
Now,
So,
do you have teams that is there much controversy
No.
Is there much? Have you had much controversy? How long have you been doing this?
No, oh gosh, since I want to say 2017, I've been doing trivia.
And not much controversy.
No,
Wait a minute, you phrased that wrong, or blah blah blah, or
no, the only time there's controversy. So they give me the questions, right? And I'm just the voice.
Your company.
Yeah.
Now, when you get them, when did you get tonight's questions? When did you get
them? Yesterday.
Do you kind of double check them a little bit?
Yeah.
Do you read them from a pronunciation standpoint?
Yeah.
And do you go, wait a minute, let me double check. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Every now and then
Have you caught one?
I'll sneak away from work.
Have you caught one?
Check.
You go, hey, whoa,
yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. Now there have been times where I don't catch it until the show. It's too late.
and what happens there?
Well, I got to roll with the punches.
We
Terry.
just abort that. We say, or
Yeah.
everybody gets it right.
They make fun of me.
I mean, does everybody get it right?
For the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Do you my problem with hosting it would be, and I've seen the teams that I'm wrapping up my gear and kind of getting out of your way when you're setting up here on Tuesday. And I've seen some of your teams, and some of the teams are some pretty girls. They would be all right. Yeah, you're right. Winner, chicken dinner over there. Right? You ever do that?
You would say that.
You ever do that? No, you're
Nah.
integrity. You're integrity.
Yeah.
Your middle name's integrity. Who are these people though? I'm 3 booths away trying to eat.
Do they keep saying it?
No, they just put it right there.
Oh.
1, 2, 3. Is it not that little 6-year-old over there?
I don't know.
It's not him.
I don't know.
He's all interested in his chips and his phone. Look at his phone. All right, you got a question? Let's go. What are we doing? Gosh darn it. I'm out here by myself now. I'm by my man.
I got you.
I feel a little naked here.
I got you.
I'm
I may not be Pat, but
I threw you a good one, right?
Yeah.
A good one. Good
Yeah.
question.
Hang on.
Trying to see if I can think of another one here before long. But we like to do trivia on Tuesdays. And by the way, while you're looking up, folks, I can't really tell you the rest of the week, but I'm going to try and really be good on social media, letting everybody know. Obviously, tomorrow we're scheduled, as always, on Wednesday. We're at Twin Peaks. I think that show will go off as normal. And then Thursday, Friday, I just don't know. So hang tight with us and make sure you follow our social media. And I'll try and say yay, nay. I ain't going out in no hurricane, though, my man. I ain't going out in a hurricane. I'm going to sit home and drink hurricane
I enjoy
drinks.
a hurricane party,
Yes.
so I may be
At Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Right here.
So-
By the way, I've got Hurricanes wings in my fridge when I get home. I bought
You
some
do?
here last night.
You were here last night?
I might have been. And
For-
I did 20 and I got 10 in the refrigerator.
Oh, look at you.
I didn't say that, though.
Meal planning.
You damn right. What do you got?
Let's go.
Where are we going? We going sports?
Hang
We're
on,
going non-sport?
hang
What are we doing? What are we doing here? Let me see here. Who's texting me?
Yeah, we're going to start off with sports. All right, multiple choice, Terry.
Okay.
In what U.S. state are all the football used by the NFL manufactured?
All right, can you give me that again? I was reading my phone. In what now? What?
In what U.S. state are all the footballs used by the NFL manufactured?
Okay. What state makes footballs? Leather.
You ready for your choices?
This will be easy.
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Indiana, or Ohio?
All right, so pigskin. They're more made out of leather, though, aren't they? Give me the states again.
Yeah.
Where's Patrick Young when I need him?
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Ohio.
Indiana, Ohio. You know what? I'm going to Ohio. My first gut is Ohio.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Boom. Boom, boom. Game over. We'll see you folks tomorrow. We're going to be at Twin Peaks. Have a good trivia, Patrick. I'm a winner. You're a loser. Winner, chicken dinner.
That's not how it goes, Terry. Yeah, we're not done yet.
But that was a 748 billion
for you. Yes.
Point question.
For you. Yes.
Wow. I pulled that out of the old Terry. It was Ohio, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just had a feeling. I almost went Pennsylvania. the quarterback cathedral, and all those quarterbacks came out, Montana and
Yeah.
and Kelly and all,
Yeah.
but Ohio, because I'm smart. Wow. Do I get an attaboy? Can I get a little attaboy for that?
Attaboy.
Do you give credit to your teams, or are you
Yeah.
just mean like this?
Yeah.
You never give me credit. You never go, wow, Terry, that's incredible.
You know,
it's because I'm an elder and I should be smart.
Nah. No, you look good. You look good.
Okay.
So, you gotta earn the respect, Terry.
And remember, what was that show, Paper Chase? It's way past you, way younger, older than you. Paper Chase. You gotta earn it, earn it. That's what the professor said. All right, so I think I am 1-0.
You are 1-0
with a 730 billion point question right out of the gate.
All right. Geography.
Oh Lord. Oh,
no, I think if
this is a stupid, it's a dumb question. It's just a dumb question.
I've heard about your late nights, Terry. You may know this one. What popular tourist destination?
All right, here we go.
Is the closest Mexican city to Florida?
Is there multiple choice?
Nope.
No. Okay.
No.
Closest Mexican city, not Tijuana, because that's California. Mexican city. Mexico. I'm just talking. Can a guy just talk to himself?
He can.
Are you?
He can.
You seem like you're rushing me. Are you rushing me? Why are you rushing me?
We're good.
The way you're looking at me is like, oh, hurry up. Mexico City, Mexico. Gosh, I don't know many Mexico cities.
Oh, you know it.
Is it a real good?
You've had many late nights here. Yeah.
Cuervo? Is that a city?
We just make
yeah. Mexico.
Salt and wine.
Wait a minute. The liquor place where you have to. It has to be from there to be legitimate. Oh gosh, I know a guy that owns a Mexican tequila. Tequila, Mexico. All right, I'm done. What is it?
Cancun.
Freaking Coon. That's a stupid question.
There you go.
You know that? Is that even in Mexico? Cancun is in. I think Cancun's in Cancun. Isn't that?
You're just making up things.
That's in Mikeville, Cancun. Hey, you, now you put Cancun. Well, number one, quit cheating, Mike. But now he puts it. Man, and he had Pennsylvania. He was wrong. Cancun. That's just a dumb question.
Have you been there?
No.
Yeah, okay. I figured you would have.
So it's obviously East Mexico. It's
east.
Because Tijuana is by San Diego.
Opposite
right?
side.
Yeah. Tijuana.
Equally as fun.
Tijuana.
Yep. Maybe better.
Hey, Tijuana scares me. The name scares me. It sounds cool, but it sounds like if you go to Tijuana, you're never getting out of Tijuana. Right? It just scares me.
I got out.
When did you go and who'd you go with?
Oh gosh.
Do you have a record?
Now
you have a Tijuana.
I don't remember who
record?
I went with. Now this was sometime after I graduated high school.
You know who you went with, but your wife's listening. Is the only reason. We know. Carol? Was it Carol?
Carol?
Was it Susie? Come on.
Throwing out names?
Come on. Was it Susie?
No.
Oh, Susie. How is Susie?
There is no Susie.
I mean, you talked to her like last week. You were telling
No.
Remember when you were telling me last week? You said, "Hey, man, I talked to this girl Susie I used to date." Oh, I'm sorry. Is your wife listening? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, wifey. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
This man over here.
You. All right. So I'm 1-1. That's a bad question. Cancun.
All right. Let's get you back on track.
No, I will win my way back on track.
You will win your way
because
back.
I graduated from a private institution. Higher learning.
Hang on.
Called
Let me
Harvard,
find a good one for Terry.
Of the South. You just find one. I'll knock it out of the ballpark here.
Ooh. You ready for
be one I know
for spirits, like a beverage?
I'm
spirit.
not a good mixed drink guy. You know, I'm just kind of a beer, Jack and Ginger guy kind of thing.
You got this.
I don't know.
Although I'm a beer man too.
I don't
what?
know.
What is the main ingredient
I don't
added
know.
to a martini that makes it dirty?
Vermouth.
No. Come on. I know you got it.
I'm too cool. I don't drink martinis.
I'm too cool.
It's for losers. Martini is made up of
So
vermouth?
picture the martini glass, and then you always see these in them.
Oh, the olive.
Yep. There you go.
Olives makes it dirty?
Yep.
Why is that?
Because olives are gross and
I
they're
like olives.
they're dirty.
I like olives.
Oh God.
I occasionally buy a can of olives, like black olives, and just eat them.
Stop.
You shut your filthy
Terry,
mouth.
stop.
You shut your filthy mouth.
You shut your mouth.
You're a guest on this show. Oh, you
This
oughta.
is true. I apologize.
Oh, you oughta. All right, I'm gonna give myself a half a point because I missed one and got. So I'm one and a half, half and a one, 1.5. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
Yes. All right. So that's what makes a dirty martini if it has a olive in it.
Yeah.
Holy James freaking Bond.
I know.
That was that his drink? Here's a martini. Shaken, not stirred, kind of.
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
James Bond. Best James Bond obviously was Sean Connery. Not Roger Moore. Not Pierce Bronson or those idiots. Timothy Dalton. By the way, did you hear me just rattling off like 4 James Bonds? I get a question for that, right? I get a question, right?
For the James Bond?
I just rattled off 4 James Bonds.
For rattling
you.
off names?
I just, who else can do that in the world? Nobody. I don't think anybody else in the world could rattle
I'm pretty sure.
I don't even think James
I'm
Bond
pretty
could
sure.
rattle those off. Right?
I don't know.
All right, couple more. Let's go.
I like Daniel Craig.
Oh, yeah. I do like him. He's pretty cool, dude.
I think
Was he the last one?
I think he has one more.
Was he the
in
most
him.
recent
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
He is smooth, man. I like that guy.
Yeah.
And I like Roger Moore, and I like Sean Connery. I didn't like Timothy Dalton or Pierce Bronson or whatever that little punk. I'd like to punch him in the face. Yeah, just for the heck of it. In a nice way. I'd like to punch him in the face in a nice way. You know, I mean, hey, I don't really mean this, but wham! Right? You can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Hey, you can tell the isobars are high and the pressure's high and the hurricane's coming because I'm wound up, my man.
Yeah.
I'm wound up.
You're always wound up.
All right.
You ready? Here we go.
Ready. I'm Terry freaking Norvelle. Of course I'm ready.
Ooh.
What's wrong with you? I'm a team of all my.
Is the most common eye color in humans. Common eye color in humans.
Let's think this through, okay? It's not going to be blue. Let's think the biggest population are Asians, probably, and they have dark eyes.
But it's not. It's not ethnicity though. It's
eye color.
most
Yeah,
common
but I
eye
mean,
color.
Chinese people don't have blue eyes.
They can.
Shut your filth. No, they can't.
What? Why do you got to rule out blue eyes first?
Why don't you shut your filthy mouth first? I would say it's got to be black. It's got to be. There's no way it's not black.
I heard Terry say brown. I heard brown.
I did say brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, black, brown's the same thing.
I'm pretty sure my headset
Yes.
glitched
All right.
there for a second.
I got 2.1572, and I missed one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's do another one here. It had to be either brown or black because of the Asians.
Well,
Seriously.
I heard brown. Yeah.
I mean, China has 7 billion people. They don't have blue-eyed Chinese people. When's the last time you've seen a blue-eyed Chinese person?
I suppose I haven't.
By the way, that'd be a very attractive person, I think. Wouldn't that be a very attractive
Well,
person?
you know, I have blue eyes. I'm a very attractive person.
Are you Asian?
No.
Are you Chinese?
No.
Are you Philippine?
No.
Are you?
Let's go to the next question.
Are you Philippine? No. You didn't want to give me credit because I just thought that out.
I gave you credit. Let's hope the headset doesn't glitch again. I heard brown.
I'm starting to have
I
a
heard
bad
you say
day.
brown.
I'm having a bad day now. Bad day. Bad day. I need to get home, eat some dinner, watch the hurricane.
What flavor wing did you get? What was your sauce?
I
or
get
you
'em-
do a dry rub?
I get them plain.
Plain. Okay.
And then I like to dip like ranch or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got them plain. I got 10 of them wait on me at home.
Mm.
You like that?
This man.
Whoa, look at that food going by us.
This man growling at me.
All right, here we go. By the way, tomorrow we will be at, I think we're going to absolutely be at our Wednesday location. Twin Peaks, come by, say hi. A lot of you will be off work tomorrow. Please come by. We're there 4 to 6. Happy hour. Come by, say hi.
Off of Kernan, right?
Kernan, yes, only one. Kernan and
You know what?
Come on by. Come on by. Come on by. I'll wear you out on trivia tomorrow, too. It don't matter.
I may have to come see you, Terry.
Oh, boy.
Depending on my night.
Can't wait.
But I live over there.
Let's have another bad question. Maybe get some bad questions, but I'm getting them, though.
You are. All right.
Smart guy.
Hang on.
Smart guy.
Hang on.
Smart guy. This guy's over here listening. All right, 1 minute. Here we go.
1 minute.
1 minute. 1 minute. Oh, I got to do mine.
Who
Hold
was
on, do my time. Hold
Richard Gere's first wife?
Stupid question. Is there a clue there? There's got to be a clue.
No.
His first real life wife?
Yep.
Who was his first wife? Richard Gere. It would be. Can you give me a clue? Can you give me something?
Hang on.
Come on, we got a hurricane off the coast. For God's sakes, 25. Give me a clue.
Model.
That layers. Claudia Schiffer.
Let's see here.
16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. I get it right in 10. I get it right in 9.
I'm trying to give you a different hint.
I get it right. 7, 6, 5. Come by and see us tomorrow live.
Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford. That'll do it. Have
Good
a
night,
great
guys.
afternoon, everybody.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are